Hello, everybody. Good to see you. This is Christian Schrock with Probable Christianity's 15 Minutes with God. I am doing I know I usually do this on Wednesday nights, or at least I have been in the past, but tonight it's a little bit of a special edition. I kind of was in prayer the other day and started thinking about it. And when I was praying, I got a message that a lot of people, even though they want to know Revelations or wonder about Revelation, some people don't. And some people don't understand why it's important. And, some people don't even understand why it's important to know God or to believe in God and Christianity and follow Jesus and all that. And I started thinking about that, and I'm like, well, I kind of know something that might help a little bit, and I thought maybe I would go over it with you today. And so shouldn't take, like I said, more than 15 minutes probably. And it's just going to be a real quick little session here to kind of help people understand what the importance is of actually being a Christian and following God. So we will get started. So this is called Pascal's wager. Okay, now this is something I didn't make this up or anything. This is something that's pretty been around for a while, and I'll explain everything to you. But basically, it kind of makes a good case for why you should, at the very least, look into Christianity and look into following Jesus and the Bible and what God tells you to do. So basically, Pascal's wager, I mean, it's based on the thought of, would you bet your life eternal on whether or not God was real? So who's Blaise Pascal? Well, he was a French philosopher, mathematician, and a physicist. He lived back in 1623 to 1662, and he was a very smart fella. He was a French guy, and I don't know much about French, but we get a lot of good things from France. I love French fries and such. I don't know. But he was a smart guy back then, and had a lot of philosophical papers and stuff that he wrote on different subjects. But one of the subjects that he came up with, or what he was thinking about in his off time of sitting around thinking, was Pascal, what he called a wager, or a type of idea as far as a belief system for God. So Pascal's wager, what is it? It basically states that no matter who you are and where you live, you're in a daily gamble with your life. You don't have a choice in the matter. Everybody has money in this pot. Everybody, you're betting with your life, your eternal life, every day. Whether you believe in an afterlife or not, you're still in this gamble with your life and your eternal soul and what happens after you die. So, why is this important? Okay, because basically we're all on a collision course with the inevitable truth. And the inevitable truth, and some people don't like to think about it, is that we are all going to die. One day, every single one of us, our life will end. Okay? So, just saying that, it's still hard for people to fathom. People still have a hard time with it. So you're going to die, whether it's by natural causes, say old age, or a disease, or whatever else, or, like I've been talking about with Revelations, the world ends. Okay? So in Revelation, there's an apocalyptic event and the tribulations and all that, but the world ends and everybody is judged at that time. Now, the thing with that is, or all of this is, like I said, we will all die. And we see people die every day. And many people die, not to scare people, but coronavirus going on right now, and people are dying from it. And you can look at other people that have died, but you're always from an outside view. It's hard to see it from your point of view of you being that person that dies. But I'm here to tell you, it's going to happen. Not trying to scare anybody. It's just an inevitable truth. Okay? So, what's the basics of this? Okay? basically Pascal came up with this idea that what is the better bet? Okay, if he's a gambling person or you're a gambling person, we're all gambling with our lives, right? So basically, you have these choices here. Okay, you can either choose to believe or don't believe. Now, if you do believe and God does exist, then you go to heaven and reap the benefits of an everlasting life that is thousands of times better than what you could ever have here on earth. In fact, my wife explained to me the other day that a lot of people call earth, the Christians, hell, and the sinners, heaven. And it's not really comparing earth to a hell for Christians, but if you're a Christian and you go to heaven, this is the best, or this is the worst that your life is ever going to be, because everything beyond this is going to be so much better. Now, if you're a sinner, this is the best it's ever going to get for you, because once you die, you go to hell, and it's going to get a lot worse. So, basically, getting back to this, if you do believe and God exists, you go to heaven. If you don't believe and God exists, you go to hell. Now, if I do believe and God doesn't exist, nothing happens. It's just, there's nothing. There's nothing. Some people in gambling would call that a push. Nothing. Okay? So, if you don't believe and God doesn't exist, again, nothing happens. It's another push. So, basically, you're wagering your money if you don't believe that you won't go to hell. But I'm here to tell you, if you don't wager on the belief that God is real and he does exist, then you will not go to heaven. So the best bet to gamble with in this is that God believes. And at the very least, you should at least entertain the idea. Look into it, study it, talk to people, talk to me, find out about it. At the very least, look into it, because you're gambling with your life that everybody has and will end at some point. So that's what Pascal's wager is. Now, I understand if you don't believe, and God doesn't exist, you can have, what some people call good times here, do whatever they want and this and that, and they're afraid to let go of that by following God and becoming Christians, because a lot of people believe that the Christian faith is the religion of no, that you can't do this and you can't do that and you can't do this. But that's not true. I mean, there's a lot of things that people do that you can still do and believe in God. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you can run around and sin all over the place. That's the whole thing. It's all about controlling yourself, right? So, but I'm here to tell you right now that since I became a Christian and got into this, it's been the most joyous time of my life that I can ever remember. I mean, our life is so good. Our kids are good. My marriage is good. Our finances are good. I have so little stress in my life. It's amazing. I mean, it is a very joyous time. So if you're afraid of giving up the good times just because, you don't want to follow God because you have to give up good time, that's not true. It is not true. At least look into it. Okay? So a man once said, and his name was down here at the bottom, it says Henri de Balzac. He made a quote that said, "Yes, I can understand that a man might go to a gambling table when he sees that all that lies between himself and death is his last crown." Okay? So basically he's saying, when you got one chip left and it's a life or death, you either win or you lose. You have that one crown, that one chip, that one coin to spend. He can understand why a man might gamble with it. We have one life. Okay? You have one crown. That's all you have. When it's the end, it's the end, no matter when that comes around. And it will come around for each and every one of us. So the best bet would be on God. And I'm here to tell you, that would probably be the most sensible bet that you can make. So I just wanted to go over that with you a little bit and kind of make you understand what you're betting with is your eternal life. And you only got one bet, so you better make it a good one. Thanks for showing up. God bless you all, and I will see you on Wednesday night for another 15 minutes with God. Be going over Revelations that night, and thanks for tuning in.